Welcome. If you're seeing this, you're watching the replay, and I invite you to join us next time live on the Insight Timer app. Welcome. How's our connection? Hi, Brad. Happy you're able to make it also. Hi, Camille. Thank you, my darling. I love you. Okay, great. Hi, T. Thank you. Sound is coming through clearly for you? Okay. Hi, Anna. Hi, Truly Blessed. Okay, great. Thank you. Hi, Tracy. I love you. Thank you. Welcome. Let's take a breath together. Inhale deeply. Exhale and let it go. Inhale deeply. Feel your belly and rib cage filling with breath. Exhale, let go. One more time. Warm welcome, everyone. My name is Selena. We have these live sessions on the Insight Timer app quite regularly again these days, at least for now, until I start traveling again. You can find all of my live events posted on my profile page. For the next month or so, we'll continue to meet at this time and day. It's different days and times for each of us. So I invite you to check the profile page so you can see it listed in your time zone. I have a lot of content here on the app to support you in all areas of life, a couple of courses. And we come together in this space in part with an intention to have a place with each other, within ourselves, where we can practice allowing ourselves to be just as we are. Where rather than resisting certain parts of our experience, we can say, okay, this is uncomfortable or this is unpleasant, and I allow it to be here. I welcome myself just as I am, rather than reject and resist and create more suffering and more of an illusion of separation within our own being. We practice welcoming all parts, all experiences within us. Some of you may have been on Saima's Facebook page yesterday for a live session where there was this beautiful teaching, which many of us have practiced together before, of really being able to feel the feelings without needing to analyze the feeling, which encourages mental emotional looping and getting caught in suffering. So, this practice of really going inside and feeling the physicality, feeling how the emotion shows up in the physical body and being with it. What does that mean? Breathing into the sensations, allowing ourselves to sit with discomfort rather than distracting ourselves or covering the sensation up with other things or getting caught in all of the stories that we're telling ourselves about the emotion, which is what so many of us do. It's kind of like this internal mechanism of the mind to move into analyzation, to attempt to get away from discomfort. But this really keeps us in this limbo space where we're in this looping cycle where the emotion is creating thought, thought is enhancing emotion, and it becomes this cyclical experience inside of us where we get stuck. So, to be able to welcome all parts of ourselves, the pleasant, the unpleasant, the discomfort, the expansiveness, and so on. Hi, John. Hi, Rachel. Welcome, everyone. So, welcome. Welcome to the space that we co create to be safe, to be welcoming, where we can choose love. And I referenced Saima's page where I was watching this live event yesterday. And for anyone who's unfamiliar with who Saima is my beloved teacher of over 2 decades. And one of the greatest gifts, maybe the greatest gift. I have so many gifts in my life and to so many around the planet. Saima is an enlightened master, an embodiment of love, as each of us are. And for me, what is the enlightened master offering? And of course, there are many things, countless things the enlightened master is offering. And there are so many on the planet. Some are visible in the public eye, some we have never heard of and we will never meet because they are in a cave, or maybe some have just blended into this world and we don't even know. Sometimes I play this little inquiry with myself where I walk down the street and I say, I wonder if that person's in their enlightened consciousness. That person's maybe in their enlightened consciousness. Who knows how many enlightened, awakened beings there are that we walk with every day? You're one. As my beloved Saima teaches, we were born enlightened. Every one of us is an enlightened being. It's not some higher road or higher place you need to get to. You are an enlightened being. And in this human play, that light is covered. We consciously choose forgetfulness to come to this planet and have experience. You are an enlightened being, no matter the mistakes you've made, no matter the pain you've experienced, no matter the state of your body, mind, or emotions, you are an enlightened being. You are the beauty of life itself. No matter how much darkness you may feel, you are an enlightened being. As my beloved Swami says, embodiments of love. Embodiments of love. We are each embodiments of love. No matter how closed your heart feels or how much resentment or hatred you may hold, you are an embodiment of love. Having an experience on this planet that is full of every experience, the full spectrum of experience. Welcome, Mary. Hi, Kate. Welcome, welcome. And as always, in this space, I invite you to be just as you are. I'm not here to say that you need to believe anything that I believe, or that we have to agree on things, or because I say something, it's some ultimate truth. As you're here, Take what resonates, leave the rest. Hi, Majon. Happy to see you. Take what resonates, leave the rest. How does that change your perspective, though? I'm curious about this. How does that change your perspective about yourself or your life? Hi, Linda. If you consider that you are an enlightened being, that there's nothing wrong with you are an embodiment of light, an embodiment of love, and you're having a full spectrum of experience. What does that shift in how you see yourself or how you think about your life? Hi, Vivian. Hi, Melly. Would love to hear from you in the chat. How do you see yourself or your life differently when you consider, I am an embodiment of love? I am an awakened being. Oh, this right here. Kate shares, I feel enough. I feel enough. Isn't one of the deepest human conditions and misconceptions that we're not enough? We're not worthy. Yes. Beautiful. Thank you, Mahai Margot. Brad shares, I'll notice it surface sometimes, but then it fades. Yeah. Sorry, friends. I'm trying to fix my hair blowing all around per usual. One of the gifts of having all this air and also hair that just blows in your face. Not holding it up. A little fun. Okay, good. Yeah, Brad. That's also part of the play here, isn't it? Forgetfulness, remembrance, forgetfulness, remembrance, forgetfulness, remembrance. How many times have one of us had the experience of, um, wow, I get it now. We have some grand epiphany about our life or about the world or some beautiful epiphany about soul or something like this. And we're like, wow, this is a game changer. This is going to change my life. And then 5 years later, we're like, "Oh, I completely forgot about that epiphany that I had." So many times for me. And I shared, I see myself with less judgment. Beautiful. Mary shared, there's nothing to fix. Yeah, there's nothing to fix. You're not a problem to be fixed or solved. You're not a problem to be fixed or solved. There's nothing wrong with you. What if we just place our hands on our hearts for a moment and just say to yourself, there's nothing wrong with me. It's okay if you don't fully believe it. There's nothing wrong with me. I am having this human experience that can get so messy and so painful. And I just keep doing my best. Even when it feels like it's not enough, I know I'm doing my best. There's nothing wrong with me. Camille shared, it's me, feels like it's all okay. Yeah, feels like it's all okay. It's all okay when I consider that I am an embodiment of light. I am an embodiment of love. And of course, this doesn't mean that we are perfect in our humanness, does it? It doesn't mean that we don't have room to grow or need to apologize. If anything, it's kind of the opposite, right? Like the humanness, there's endless opportunities to be humble, to be compassionate, to be kind, to be loving with ourselves and others. Endless, every moment of every day. Humility is an important topic. I don't think we speak on it too much here. Be able to say, I'm sorry. Some of you may have the pattern of needing to be right. This is definitely something that I worked with a lot in my life. And fortunately, there's much more grace around it now through many years of practice. Um, this need to be right, though, it creates so much separation. And we could also consider that the need to be right is also maybe rooted in the energy of control. The energy of control is rooted in the energy of fear. So we can say, how can I be more humble? How can I practice saying, maybe I'm not right? Maybe there's something I don't know yet. Maybe there's an opportunity here for me to be more curious rather than thinking I know. An opportunity to be more compassionate rather than holding on to the need to be right or to be seen a certain way. And for me, this also comes back to something we speak of often, which is when we're able to soften into the heart, it completely changes our experience of life, doesn't it? Of course, like one of the most uh, common experiences that we can clearly have of this is when we're in love, whether that's romantic love, which is more relatable, or just when we're really feeling loving towards someone in general. It really changes how we experience ourselves in the world. When we're in love, we're more likely to see the beautiful things about ourselves, to see beautiful things about others. When we're in love, things that seem like they're problems don't seem like they're such big problems. Maybe if we weren't feeling that love, they would feel catastrophic. But when we're in love, we're like, I got this. I can manage this. Love is such medicine in countless ways and for shifting our perspective of ourself and others. When we can soften into the heart, it opens endless doorways of opportunity, opportunity for healing, opportunity for growth, opportunity for connection, opportunity for intimacy, opportunity like on speaking about our physicality and the nervous system. Have you noticed how when you're soft in your heart, which doesn't always feel happy, by the way, sometimes it feels tender or vulnerable or raw. But when we're in that softness of that heart, that openness of the heart, we also can connect to a sense of possibility. We notice the miracles that are around us every day that are very difficult to see when the heart is closed, so to speak. So the heart is such a gift. And our relationship to our hearts can completely shift how we're experiencing life. I see some comments coming in, so let's come here. John shared, my older brother expressed that he loved himself. He thought he was grand, so he went to the movie to hold his hand. I love you, John. And then John shares, my older brother always said, I love myself. I think I'm grand. I go to the movie to hold my hand. Okay, God, that's great. You know, my mom, who many of you know because she's a beautiful soul and teacher here on the app. Her name is Sandy Magram. You can find her lives here on the app. You can also find my wonderful dad and his fantastic teachings here on the app, Jonas Magram. My mom, Sandy, usually, I'm dropping their names here. Sandy usually has her lives on Thursdays, and Jonas usually has his lives on Fridays. Um, and Sandy always taught me, oh God, it's talk about humbling and deeply touching and moving. My mom, our parents are our first gurus, or maybe not our parents, but the people who grow us, educate us. And my mom, she really just instilled the self love journey from the beginning. If I felt lonely or sad or heartbroken about something, she would tell me to imagine walking, holding my own hand. Imagine you're holding your own hand. Imagine that you're taking yourself and go to the movie with yourself. I remember when she first started talking to me about that because I was probably lonely. I don't remember the exact beginnings of her sharing that. But I thought it was so like, ugh. I don't know if I thought it was cringe or just awkward or it felt too difficult. But she would say, just go to the movie, take yourself to the movie, hold your hand, your own hand, be with yourself, love yourself, don't abandon yourself. And of course, that's one of the deepest lessons that so many of us get to learn in this human form is how not to abandon ourselves, to feel approved of, to feel a sense of love, to feel a sense of worthiness. So many of us learn survival strategies from a very early age that teach us to abandon ourselves, not because we're consciously trying to, but because the need for love, for connection, for safety overrides our awareness of our relationship with our own beloved self. And many of us are just not even taught about our relationship with ourself. Ah, coming back to your comments. Deb shares, the shift for me is that as an embodiment of love and light, I can show that with others. Beautiful, Deb. Beautiful. Yeah, let yourself shine bright. They're also embodiments of love and light. No need to dim your light. And John shares, we need to love ourselves. Oops. We need to love ourselves to love everybody else. Yeah. Jen shares, love is the best medicine and cure. I love my parents too, John. Thanks for loving them. I know they love you and appreciate you. I love. Hi, Amber. Ah, Camille shares, Sandy taught me it's only one. Only one, Camille. Yes, John shares, Sandy is so lovely and Jonas is my kindred spirit. Yes, you guys definitely are from the same mold with your joking. Ah, we just dove right into it, didn't we? I'm grateful. Grateful for you. Grateful for the opportunity to be in a space where we can cultivate love together. I'm curious, my loves. We've been together. Some of you came a little later. Some of you have been here since the beginning of our session. And I'm curious in these minutes that we've been together, if you notice anything happening inside of you that is different from when you came, when you become aware of your physical body, when you become aware of your breath, when you tune into your heart or are aware of your thoughts. Has anything shifted for you in this short time that we've been together today? Go ahead and share in the chat if you wish. Yeah, Jen shared, so grateful, heart wide open. And there's no right answer, by the way. This isn't about, oh, I feel like bliss. This is just about being aware, tuning in. What's happening inside of you when we talk about the heart, when we speak about love, when we speak about being with ourselves in a loving way, when we speak about humility and compassion and the awareness of the need to be right, rooted in safety, the need for safety. Jewel shares a softening of my mind and heart. Hi, Jewel. John shares wonderful IT community. I always feel happier and connected. Marjan shares grateful to see my friend Jen here. Mary shares my cheeks are lifted with the beginnings of a smile. So much joy being together. Yes. It's so good to be together, isn't it? Hi, Davy. And maybe this is your first time here. Welcome. You're here in it with us. This is a community where the moment we are together, we are community, we are family. Love shares, my mind shifted from stress and tension of a big transition to focus on the gift my folks are cultivating love and an appreciation for the nourishment I'm investing, dinner wise and also spoken words and texts. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, Molly, hi, Molly. Molly shares, hi, Selena. I love the reminder that I am okay just as I am. Yes, 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 yes. Brad shared, some of this introspection creates a mellow sensation. Hi, Fiorella. My husband doesn't love himself. How to make him believe in himself? I always give him compliments, but he doesn't believe them. He is not telling me I am lying. He just says, I don't share your same thoughts. It's not true. Mm, thank you for sharing that. So tender, isn't it, to see people who we love and wish the very best for them and understand that their soul's journey is not our soul's journey. I really love this question though, because I feel like we can also explore it in a practical way. One thing that we can do, oh, and this really goes with any way we're trying to influence another human being, because I was with a client earlier today, and we kind of went through this little thing that I do sometimes where I say, and I'll ask you right now, can you control all the cells in your body? Can you control all of the thoughts in your mind? Can you control all of your emotions all the time? No. So if you can't control your own experience, how could you think that you could ever control another human being? Truly. We can influence others. And many would say the greatest way to influence another is through example. Be loving with yourself, be kind with yourself, respect yourself, care for yourself. Even if the behaviors don't have an exact intellectual translation, we could consider that the energy that's created when we are like this with ourselves, it has a ripple effect on our environment. And sometimes things don't change quickly. Oftentimes they don't, especially with this deeper inner work. There's this gradual shift that can take place. And this is so multifaceted. I'm so grateful you brought this up because it's a very deep topic and it really can be rooted in so many different things. Our lack of loving ourselves can be rooted in trauma that we've experienced. It can be rooted in what we learned from our environment. It can be a protection mechanism because it feels safer to judge ourselves than it does to be vulnerable and allow love in. I mean, it goes on and on the list of why we develop these habits of being so unkind to ourselves. Every single one of us has made mistakes, and some of us feel our mistakes have been unforgivable. So we beat ourselves up for our whole lives. Sometimes things happen around us that we couldn't have even controlled. For example, things as a child, but we live with the guilt of thinking that we should have been the one to change it or stop it or do something different, even though we couldn't have. So the list goes on of where this can stem from. So maybe, and this really goes along with any any way that we wish someone was different. Maybe the first step is to just love them as they are, just to love them. And to the degree of which they're willing to be open, shower them in love. Not inauthentically, meaning like they look depressed. And so you do all these loving things trying to change their state. And by the way, who here is aware that when we're trying to change someone else's state, we could consider that it's rooted in our discomfort of our own inner state? Just drop an emoji. Hi, David. Hope you're feeling better, my love. Who's aware that your desire to change the state of another person might be rooted in your own discomfort of what it brings up in you to see someone else uncomfortable? All right, I know, right? Brad's got this emoji. Like, yeah. So if we have someone in our life who's depressed or unkind toward themselves, or eating poorly or not exercising, whatever it is that we see they're doing that we decide isn't the best thing for them. And we want to change them because we love them and we want them to feel good and be happy. When we meet them with this way of speaking to them that makes them feel like they need to change, how do you think it might make them feel? When you come to someone who feels depressed and you say, "Hey, have you tried this thing to be happy and this thing to be happy? Oh, you could try this." Or when you come to someone who's eating terribly, which is probably rooted in some kind of covering up of emotional pain, and you say to them, "Oh, you should try this food and try that food." What do you think it might make them feel inside? Even though it's coming from a place of good intention for you or love. See, someone shares worse. Hi, Peter. Peter shows resentful. Not good, mad, shame, right? We feel like someone's trying to change us and there's something wrong with us. And usually, if we're in some kind of behavior or stuck in some kind of emotional place or stuck place inside, we probably already feel a sense of there's something wrong with us or we're not doing things the right way or we should be different. Not everyone, but probably a lot of us. So, how can we just start? Let the first step be to love someone just as they are, to help them feel accepted just as they are. And then maybe to speak to the part of them that is in this behavior or in this pain. I love you just as you are. Is there anything that you need? Any way I can support you today? Would you like a hug? And I see Brad shared support, a kind listening ear, acceptance until they are ready. Listening. I feel like, earlier we were speaking about how we have these profound awarenesses or these epiphanies in our lives and we forget and remember and we forget and remember and we forget. I feel like this is one that just keeps coming back stronger and stronger and stronger every time. People seem to heal profoundly when they are witnessed. People seem to heal profoundly when they are witnessed, not when we try to change them or fix them or tell them how they can feel better. But when we just be with them, when we listen, when we stay present, just to witness. Deb shares, yes. Tracy shares, thank you for this beautiful reminder. For anyone who doesn't know Tracy, Tracy's one of my favorite humans and an incredible being of light and teacher on this app and in the world. So if you're not already connected with Tracy McCree, I invite you to connect with Tracy and just experience all of the love and the gifts that she has to share with us. I love you. Hi, Lori. I've been thinking about you a lot, my love. I'm so glad to see you. Yes, yes, yes. Mm. So let's just take a moment. Let's just take a moment. And I know I didn't go into a lot of very specific things, um, Fiorella. I'm curious though if there's anything that you heard in all of that for you that you feel serves you, or ways that you're able to serve your husband, or maybe things that you're becoming aware of from this conversation we just had. John shares, I like to make people laugh. And I say, if nobody else gets my humor, I laugh. And I'm people too. Good. That's good. My beloveds, if you're watching and you're not here on Insight Timer, I invite you to come to Insight Timer because we can't see your comments if you're someplace else. So come join us on Insight Timer if you'd like to be part of this community experience. Mm. Let's move into the centering technique. If you can't move your body, you can visualize this, still experience benefits. So let's bring the hands to touch at the heart. Trying to keep my hair from flying in my nose. And let's start by just deepening the breath and feeling the palms and fingers touching. Relax the shoulders, soften the jaw. And now we'll inhale together as we reach the right hand all the way up to the sky. The left hand comes down by the navel, maybe straighten the upper arm. And then exhale really, really slowly. Bring the hand through center. Palms come back to the heart where they touched. Inhale, left hand all the way up to the sky, right hand by the navel. Maybe straighten the upper arm. Exhale really slowly. Take your time. Inhale, right hand up, left hand by navel. Open. Exhale really slowly. Take your time. Just pause here for a moment. Feel your palms, feel your fingers. If you can move your body, I invite you to cross your arms over your chest. Bring your hands to opposite shoulders. Let's do some gentle butterfly tapping here. A lovely technique to help to regulate the nervous system. And as you tap, let's breathe slowly, long exhalations. Eyes can be opened or closed. Slow yourself down. And now, if you wish, you can continue tapping, or we'll move into brushing down. So we brush down to the elbows, lift the hands up, bring them back to the shoulders, brush down again. So there's this gentle stroking down the arms. Let the breath be relaxed, the belly is relaxed, jaws soft. Ah, Take your time here. Can you consciously relax the body? As most of us know, the more relaxed the body is, the more regulated the nervous system is, the more clearly we think, the more balanced our emotions are, the more we're able to see the world around us with greater clarity. And I invite you to just relax the hands down. Let's roll one shoulder up, back, and down, and then the other shoulder up, back, and down. As the eyes are open, you may wish to close them. Allow the palms to rest in the lap, hands to rest in the lap, palms face upward if possible. Feel your arms becoming heavy. The lower body sinks into the support beneath you. If you're lying down, maybe you feel your whole body just softening into whatever you're lying on. Slow, deep breath. Bring your awareness to the base of the spine and imagine there's this beautiful pearl of golden light, or maybe it's more of a crystalline white light. See this beautiful pearl of light shining like a little sun at the base of the spine. It's glowing, sparkling. And now, as you inhale slowly, imagine this beautiful pearl of light moving up the spine, up the central channel, so the inside of the spine, all the way up into the crown of the head. And then hold the breath for a moment and imagine that this light expands in your brain, filling your brain with this exquisite light. And then, as you feel ready to, exhale slowly and imagine this beautiful light moving back down the spine, back down the central channel. We inhale, this exquisite bright light moves up the central channel, up the spine, into the brain where we hold the breath, relax the body, feel, see this light expand. And when you're ready to exhale, the light moves back down slowly. We'll be here for some time. The body is relaxed, the mind is at ease. And if you wish, while you move through this visualization, I invite you to gently touch the tongue to the roof of the mouth just behind the upper teeth. And maybe if it feels aligned for you, with the eyes closed, roll your gaze up between the eyebrows to the first eye, the Ajna chakra. Let the thoughts come and go as they do. Your attention is gently resting on this visualization or this feeling of this light moving through the spine. And now release the holding of the breath and find an easy cyclical breath. And now, with or without the visualization, as you inhale, I invite you to silently repeat the words, I am. And as you breathe out, I invite you to repeat the words silently, peace. I am peace. I am peace. Just allow. Just allow. Become aware of yourself as light, as an embodiment of love. You may wish to gently say to yourself, I am an embodiment of light. I am an embodiment of love. Slowly move your fingers, aware of this light, this presence you are. Maybe move your toe. Move any part of your body that it feels nourishing to give a stretch to or some movement. Let's take a deep breath together. And whenever you feel ready to, slowly open the eyes, seeing through the eyes of this presence you are. Maybe you feel immersed in the self in this moment. Maybe you just feel a teeny taste of it. Breathe through present. See through the eyes of love. See your body through the eyes of love. Touch your body with tenderness, with kindness, with gentleness. Thank you. Thank you. We'll come to a close in just a moment. If anyone wishes to share anything, still have a few minutes to receive your comments. Thank you, Jen, for your donation. Thank you, Brad. Always grateful to be together. Thank you, Jen. Let's close today with a Sanskrit chant that is calling in peace, happiness for all beings and all of creation. All of creation, all lokas, all dimensions. We know that our planet can use it. So let us extend these blessings of our love and well being to all. I invite you to join me if you're familiar with the chant. Otherwise, just feel it resonating in your heart if you wish. The chant is Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings and all of creation be happy, be free. May we all be free. May all beings be safe. May all be free from suffering. We'll take a breath in to begin. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Complete with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Love you. Thank you for me. Thank you for your light. Thank you for being the embodiment of love you are, who has come to the planet. We are here to love, to serve, and to remember. I love you so. And we'll be together again soon. You can check my profile page to see when the next live is in your time zone. And of course, I have a couple of upcoming retreats. If you'd like to join, you can find more information on my profile page or send me a DM if you have any questions. Yeah. Love you. Blessings. Blessings to all. Love you so.